in the heart of an ancient land where the air was thick with the scent of red dust and secrets older than memory, stood the village of Umoja, famed for its whispering well. The people, devout and hopeful, believed its waters were a direct gift from the Earth Mother, capable of healing any sickness, mending any sorrow. The keeper of this sacred well was Elder Baba Abebe, a man whose eyes seemed to hold the wisdom of 1,000 years and whose smile could calm the most troubled soul. Every week, under the shade of the great baobab tree, Abebe would perform the rite of healing. And every week, without fail, a miracle would unfold. Just this morning, a desperate mother had brought her young son, his legs twisted and useless since birth. The crowd watched, hearts in their throats, as Abebe gently gave the boy water from a ceremonial gourd. A moment of silence, and then the boy stood. He took a shaky step, then another. Soon, he was running, laughing with a joy so pure it brought tears to the eyes of the entire village. Umoja erupted in celebration. But Amadi, a young man recently returned from his studies in the city, stood apart from the jubilant crowd. A cold knot of doubt tightened in his stomach. He had seen the same crippled boy just 2 days prior, skillfully climbing a mango tree on the outskirts of the village. Amadi knew what he saw, but how could he voice such a heresy? To question Baba Abebe was to question the will of the Spirit, the very foundation of their community. Years ago, this venerated elder was not a keeper of secrets, but merely a keeper of tools. Abebe was a quiet, overlooked assistant to the village's true priest, a man named Ade, who possessed a genuine, albeit modest, connection to the spiritual world. Abebe was kind, but his heart was consumed by a quiet, knowing envy. He watched Ade perform small blessings and interpret minor omens, and yearned for that respect, that power for himself. Then came the great drought. The sun beat down relentlessly, cracking the earth and withering the crops. The whispering well, for the first time in memory, began to dry up. Panic seized the village. Ade prayed for days, performing every ritual he knew, but the water level only dropped. One night, fueled by desperation and ambition, Abebe took matters into his own hands. He secretly poisoned the remaining water in the well with a rare, slow-acting toxin, causing the old priest, Ade, to fall gravely ill. The village saw it as a sign that the spirits had abandoned them. In the dark of the next night, Abebe descended into the now empty well, a single rope his only lifeline. He wasn't searching for water. He was searching for an answer. Any answer. At the very bottom, buried in the mud, his fingers brushed against something cold and smooth. It was a stone, dark as polished obsidian, that pulsed with a faint, malevolent energy. It was the heart of drought, an artifact of immense parasitic power. As he held it, a voice, ancient and seductive, slithered into his mind. It promised him everything he ever wanted. "I will give you a spring that never runs dry," the voice whispered. "The water will soothe their pains, give them hope. But for every drop they drink, a sliver of their life force will be transferred to you. You will be their healer, their savior. And you will never grow old." Abebe, his heart pounding with a mix of terror and exhilarating greed, accepted the pact. He climbed out of the well, holding the heart of drought, and presented it to the weakened priest Ade as a gift from the spirits he had found. The moment the old priest touched it, the last of his life was drained, and he passed away peacefully. The village mourned, but saw this as a necessary sacrifice. Abebe then performed a great ceremony, lowering the heart of drought back into the well. The next morning, the well was overflowing with cool, clear water. Abebe, the humble assistant, was hailed as the village's savior. He was no longer just Abebe. He was Baba Abebe, the great healer. But it was a lie. He was a vampire, sustaining his youth and his power by drinking the very essence of his people. The healings were elaborate performances. The water did provide temporary relief, a soothing placebo effect, but its true function was to create a spiritual link. It made the villagers dependent. Their life force slowly siphoned away, ensuring they would always have a reason to return. Abebe's wealth grew as grateful families brought him their finest livestock, portions of their harvest, and precious heirlooms. To deepen his control, Abebe introduced the gourds of clarity. Each family was given a beautifully carved gourd, which he claimed was blessed to help them see their spiritual needs. Drink only from this sacred vessel, he commanded, and the spirits will whisper their guidance to you in your dreams. In truth, the gourds were his eyes and ears. At night, he would perform a ritual, allowing him to peer through the water within any gourd in the village, learning the intimate secrets, fears, and desires of his flock. One day, a farmer named Oho, his face a mask of despair, came to Abebe. His fields were barren, his family starving. Abebe, with a show of great sympathy, gave him several large containers of sacred water from the well. Water your fields with this every night for a week, he instructed, and the Earth Mother will remember her child. A week later, the entire village was brought to Oho's farm to witness a miracle. The field was covered in healthy, green shoots. The people rejoiced at Abebe's power. But that night, Amadi, his suspicions now a raging fire, investigated. Hidden behind a row of trees, he found discarded planting tools and footprints. He realized the truth. Abebe's assistants had simply replanted the entire field with fast-growing seedlings under the cover of darkness. It was a cruel, calculated deception. Abebe's corruption didn't stop at the wealth. His power fed a growing arrogance, a desire to control not just the villagers' health, but their lives. He took a special interest in the village's most respected warrior, Jabari, a strong man deeply in love with his wife, Neka. Abebe coveted Neka's beauty and spirit. He began a subtle campaign of manipulation. During a public ceremony, he called Jabari forward. "I see a shadow over you, my son," Abebe declared gravely. "A weakness in your spirit, cast by someone very close to you. It is this shadow that caused your spear to miss its mark on the last hunt." He convinced Jabari that Neka's worldly spirit was a drain on his warrior strength. He prescribed spiritual cleansing sessions for Jabari, alone at his private hut. During these sessions, he filled Jabari's mind with poisonous whispers, twisting his love for Neka into suspicion. He played on Jabari's insecurities, slowly turning the proud warrior against the woman he loved. The breaking point for Amadi came when his own family was touched by the darkness. His younger sister, Zori, a bright, laughing girl of 10, was struck by a sudden, violent fever. The modern medicine Amadi had brought from the city was useless. As Zori weakened, their mother, her eyes hollow with fear, fell to her knees. "Please, Amadi," she wept, "forget your city ways. Take her to Baba Abebe. He is our only hope." With a heart as heavy as stone, Amadi carried his sister to the well. Abebe performed his familiar ritual, his voice smooth and reassuring. He gave Zori the water, and just as with all the others, the fever seemed to break. A faint smile touched Zori's lips, but when Amadi looked into her eyes, the vibrant spark he loved was gone, replaced by a dull, listless emptiness. The well had not healed her. It had consumed her illness and taken a piece of her soul as payment. Her spirit was nearly extinguished, Abebe said solemnly, his hand a heavy weight on Amadi's shoulder. The darkness clings to us still. To save her completely, a great offering is required. Your family's ancestral land, the fertile plot by the river. It must be consecrated to the spirits of the well. It is a great price, but her life hangs in the balance. That was it. The final unbearable lie. That night, a storm of rage and grief raging in his heart, Amadi went to the well. He tied a rope to the baobab tree and began to descend into the cold, silent darkness. The deeper he went, the colder it became. He heard faint whispers seeming to come from the stone walls themselves, the echoes of pain, of fading hope, of lives being slowly drained. At the bottom, submerged in the chillingly cold water, he saw it. The heart of drought, pulsing with a faint, sickly light. The moment his fingers touched its surface, the truth flooded his mind, not as a vision, but as a feeling. The collective, quiet agony of his people, the chilling whisper of the pact, the bottomless depth of Abebe's betrayal. The next morning, the village gathered again, this time to witness the signing of the deed that would transfer Amadi's family land to the elder. Amadi walked to the center of the crowd, his face set like a mask of stone. But instead of a pen, he held the dripping, pulsating heart of drought. For years, we have worshipped a miracle. Amadi's voice rang out, clear and strong. But we have been worshipping a parasite. Here is your God. He held the stone aloft. This is the heart of drought. It gives us water, but it drinks our very lives in return. Abebe is not a healer. He is a thief. Abebe's face went white with fury. Blasphemy! The boy's mind has been poisoned by the city. He defiles our sacred traditions, he roared, trying to rally the crowd. But as he spoke, Amadi, with a final, desperate cry, smashed the heart of drought against the stone edge of the well. The artifact let out a soul-tearing shriek and disintegrated into black dust. Instantly, a deep groan came from the earth, and the water in the well vanished, sucked back into the dry ground. A wave of collective agony swept through the crowd as every healed villager felt the full, unsuppressed force of their ailments return. The illusion was broken. Deprived of the artifact's stolen life force, Abebe collapsed, his body withering, his skin wrinkling, his hair turning white. In a matter of seconds, the powerful elder became a frail, gasping old man. The crowd stared, frozen in a state of horrified understanding. In the silence, a single, clear sound was heard. It was the laughter of Zori, Amadi's sister. The color had returned to her cheeks, the bright, vibrant spark dancing in her eyes once more. Her life force, stolen and trapped, had finally returned to her. Looking at his healed sister, and then at the faces of his stunned but awakening people, Amadi spoke, his voice filled with a new kind of wisdom. The real miracle was never in the water. It's in our hands that dig new wells. It is in the knowledge of the healers who truly understand herbs and remedies. It is in the strength of a community that cares for its sick instead of sacrificing them to a false god. We looked for magic outside of ourselves, while the entire time the power to build, to heal, and to thrive was within us. The path of truth is hard. It requires work and honesty and courage, but it is the only path that leads to a life that is truly our own. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, please show your support by liking this video, sharing your thoughts in the comments, and subscribing to our channel for more stories that seek the truth. We will see you in the next one.